Good evening, everyone. Julie here, and tonight we're talking about the 50 states of America. The people, the places, the history. This is a box set I got at Books a Million, and I thought it would be real cool to do a video about the different states because if you're like me, I love to travel. I don't get to do it very often, but I love it. And my bucket list is to see all the states and visit and find cool things to do in each state. One day, maybe I'll get to retire and get to see all the beautiful places that we've been learning about. So, without further ado, let's get started. All right, today we are visiting Kentucky. Kentucky joined the Union in June 1st, 1792. And Daniel Boone said, I returned home to my family with a determination to bring them to live in Kentucky, which I esteemed a second paradise. And this is the front of the card for Kentucky. Okay. The abbreviation for Kentucky is KY. The nickname is the Bluegrass State. The animal symbol is a viceroy butterfly. Population is 4.5 million. The area is 40,409 square miles. The time zone is the Eastern Standard Time Zone. It is the 15th state in the Union, and the capital is Frankfort. And this is what the back of the card looks like. Now, we're going to go for the page of the book. And the first thing I'm going to do is show you the picture on the first page, because there's a few pages on this one. And it's the picture of a thoroughbred races around its paddock at Calumet Farm. Lexington, Kentucky is famous for its horses and wonderful Kentucky Derby. So this is the picture of that we got on there. Okay. So let's get to the reading. Kentucky is an irregular shaped state, originally formed from the western counties of Virginia beyond the Appalachian Mountains, with its northern border defined by the pass of the Ohio River and its tributaries, the Big Sandy and Tug Fork, and a small stretch of the Mississippi in the west. It is famous for its bourbon, its horse racing, its bluegrass, and a certain brand of fried chicken. Do we all know who that is, don't we? The southeast of the state is the high Cumberland Plateau, a heavily forested area with steep escarpments, natural sandstone bridges, and waterfalls. This drops down to the bluegrass region, a fertile pasture land, and the Pennyrite or Mississippi Plateau, where you'll find the most extensive known cave system in the world at Mammoth Cave National Park. In the northwest corner of the state are the western coal fields, and in the far west is an area known as the Jackson Purchase, bought by President Andrew Jackson from the Chickasaw people in 1818. Detached from the purchase is a tiny exclave called Kentucky Bend, cut off by Missouri and Tennessee and populated by a handful of Kentuckians. Hunting grounds. Kentucky has more navigable waterways than any other state apart from Alaska, with two of the country's biggest man-made lakes in Lake Cumberland and Lake Kentucky and 90,000 miles of streams, making for fertile farmland. The bluegrass region was settled by tobacco planters in the 19th century and also offers lush grazing land for horses and cattle. Farming constitutes a significant part of the state economy, along with coal and uranium production, and a thriving auto industry. Ford, Chevrolet, Lincoln, Cadillac, and Toyota all have assembly plants in Kentucky. The state's wildlife includes notable populations of elk and wild turkeys, which had been hunted to extinction but were reintroduced in the 20th century. Numerous Native American tribes enjoyed the rich hunting grounds, and the arrival of colonial settlers in the mid-18th century sparked bloody conflicts with the Shawnee and Cherokee peoples. Today, both tribes have recognized territories within Kentucky. Among Kentucky's settlers were sizable groups of English, Scottish, Irish, and German immigrants, whose customs and traditions helped to shape the eclectic culture of Kentucky. Traditional Celtic folk music formed the basis of bluegrass and other country music genres, and distilleries like Jim Beam gave Kentucky its reputation for the production of bourbon whiskey. Oh, getting tongue-tied today. And I'm going to read you a couple little things in the blue here, and then I'll go back to finish the reading out. The Kentucky Derby, with its lush bluegrass pastures, Kentucky is known for horse breeding, and naturally horse racing goes hand in hand. One of the most prestigious races in the world, the Kentucky Derby, takes place on the first Saturday in May at Churchill Downs in Louisville, as it has done every year since 1875. I did not realize it had been around that long. Billed as the most exciting 2 minutes in sports, the Derby is run over 1.25 miles between 3-year-old thoroughbreds and attracts crowds in the excess of 170,000. And the other blue borough is Fort Knox. The 109,000-acre military base at Fort Knox is best known as the home of the United States Bullion Depository, which holds an estimated 3% of all the refined gold in the world. The gold is kept in an underground vault protected by granite walls and a 22-ton blast-proof door. And then I'm going to show you this picture before I read the last little part of the reading. The splendid Kentucky State Capitol building viewed from Frankfort Cemetery. And that is their Capitol building there. Okay, and for the last little bit of the reading, divided loyalties. The two opposing presidents in the Civil War, Jefferson Davis and Abraham Lincoln, were born in Kentucky, and the state's loyalties were divided to the extent that it remained officially neutral during the war. However, there were skirmishes and guerrilla activities, and even today you'll find Confederate sympathies paraded in parts of Kentucky. In 1900, the state's newly elected governor, William Goebel, was shot on his way to the state capitol in Frankfort following a disputed election result, and died 4 days later, having been sworn in the day after the shooting. He remains the only state governor in U.S. history to have been assassinated while in office. And that is it. That's the end of the reading. A lot of interesting reading there. I have seen some photos of the natural bridges and stuff like that, and some beautiful, beautiful places up there. It is definitely one of my goals to go to Kentucky and see that. I have been to Kentucky before. We went to the Ark Experience, which is amazing. If you have not been, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. It is amazing. And we were traveling through, but we wanted to stop, so we only had a few hours and had to kind of rush through it. But it was so, so amazing. And I wish we would have had more time, and I'm going to hopefully get back up there one day. So tell me what your bucket list items are. I hope you liked the video. I'm sorry I've been getting tongue-tied so much lately. It's been a rough week. Work has been crazy busy. And we're only getting closer to spring break and summer, which means things are just going to keep getting busier and busier. But that's when you live in Florida and you manage a restaurant. That's what happens. It's going to be getting close to our busy season. But I'd love to know what your bucket list, places to go are, because the way I'm figuring out my bucket list is by watching travel videos on YouTube and stuff that people recommend to me. So if you have any ideas of places that are really neat that I can go see someday in the future that I hope I get to do, I hope the Lord blesses me and lets me be able to travel some more. I I don't really care about going out of the country. I mean, it would be cool, but there's so much to see here that I really want to see. Now, I did this year instead of, and I've been stuck. I admit, I've been stuck the past good while. I think I've been to, in 23, I went to DC, and then my other 5 or 6 vacations was the Smoky Mountains. And so, and the one before that was, Branson, I think. So, was Branson? Yeah, it was the last one because that was 2019 before the pandemic hit. But because Columbus was the year before that. But it's just so neat to see the different places, and everything has something unique. So I love history. That's why we're doing this, because it's something historic. And I've been wanting to do, and I've been talking about doing the presidents of the United States. And I wish I could find something like this for that, because that would be very helpful. Because I'm thinking of all this takes me no time to do because it's already done for me, and I just read it to you. But I'd love to have something like that set up with like the presidents. So I might see if I can find a book or something like that. Something like this is quick and easy. I want something quick and easy that I can do. I mean, I could write a small thing. I've now even got an intro written out for the one that I was thinking about doing. It's just I haven't had the time to research. Coming off of my surgery and work and just life getting in the way. So it's like I haven't been able to do the research because I want to do it right. But if somebody does the research for me, it'd be much easier for me to share it with y'all. So, but I want to thank each and every one of you for watching the video. I hope you like, comment, subscribe, share, do all the things that help get this channel out there. And I thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll continue to watch. Check out the other videos. We are doing the Bible recap. We're reading the Bible in a year in chronological order with the Bible recap to guide us along. I do Avon videos because I sell Avon, and my Avon link is on the Avon pages. So if you see something you like, please shop with me. I'd really appreciate it. We also do Temu videos when Mom and I order Temu. We don't do it all the time, but we do it occasionally, and especially at Christmas time. I am used to order a lot more than I do now, but my budget after having surgery and still have to pay off some of that stuff. Try not to spend as much, but I was always intrigued by Diamond Art, and I decided to buy some, and now I'm buying like a gazillion of them because they're so much fun. I've done, since my vacation in November, I've done about 12 of them, or not my surgery. It was a vacation from work that I didn't want, so we don't get paid to be off, so it was a struggle, but I'm like addicted now. I love to do Diamond Art. It helps relax me. And now that I'm finished with my CEUs, I had to finish my CEUs because I have to take so many CEUs for Guardian Ad Litem. So now that I'm finished with catching up on CEUs, because I lost all my paperwork for all the ones I took, so I had to retake a bunch of classes. So, but it's all good. It's always good to learn. And make sure to check out those videos on online predators, child abuse, and neglect, but especially the one on online predators, because they are preying on our children left and right. And all they have to do is have a phone or a video game that's online, and they can be, folks, it's horrifying, some of the stories. I just want you to know that if you are on Facebook, I have a Facebook group called Hope for Our Children's Future, and I post different stories from all over the country, a lot from this area, but all over the country of different child abuse and neglect, trafficking, all that kind of stuff. I try to post as many videos as I can because, guys, it's scary out there. So protect your children. And just anything else. I do a ton of other videos too, inspirational, traveling, did a couple reviews and stuff like that. So I thank you for watching, and I kind of rambled on a little bit there. I'm sorry. You don't have to listen though. You might have already stopped listening by now. I don't know. But sometimes I start rambling because I enjoy talking to everybody and seeing the feedback that I get later. The good feedback, not the haters, but haven't been doing too bad with those lately, so that's good. Had a while there that it was tough. But I thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a blessed night. Bye-bye.